All right, let's start with the big story that we're tracking on Wion this morning, where it is the second deadly Boeing 737 MAX 8 accident in a span of just 5 months. Now, Ethiopian Airlines flight en route Nairobi crashed, leading to the deaths of all 157 people on board, including the passengers and the crew members. And this also includes 4 people of Indian nationality. Now, the flight ET302 was a Boeing 737 MAX and was carrying 149 passengers and 8 crew members on it. Now, the flight, in fact, was en route Nairobi from Addis Ababa when it suddenly crashed near the town of Bishoftu in Ethiopia, just 6 minutes after it took off from the international airport. Now, Kenya's Transport Ministry has said that the flight was in fact carrying passengers from over 35 different countries, including India, China, the United States, Britain and France. And the Prime Minister of Ethiopia has offered condolences to the families and also to the friends of the victims who lost their lives in the crash. And speaking to reporters in the capital, Ahmed also has vowed to make the cause of the accident public as soon as the investigation into the incident concludes.
ያጋጠመው አደጋ አስደንጋጭም አሳዛኝም ነው የነበረው። የኢትዮጵያ አየር መንገድ ሁላችንም እንደምናውቀው ስመጥርና ለረጅም ጊዜ ከእንደዚህ አይነት ድንገተኛ አደጋ ራሱን የጠበቀ የኖረ አየር መንገድ መሆኑ ይታወቃል። ይሁንና የአደጋው መንስኤ እንዴት ሊያጋጥም እንደቻለ ዝርዝር መረጃ ሙያው ባላቸው የቴክኒካል ሰዎች ተጠንቶ ለህዝብ ይፋ የሚደረግ ሲሆን እስካሁን በደረሰን መረጃ በስፍራው ተገኝተን ለማየት ሞከርነው በህይወት የተረፈ ሰው ያለ አይመስልም።
The relatives of the passengers were in fact seen mourning at the crash site. Meanwhile, Ethiopian Airlines CEO has also backed the pilot, saying that he had an excellent track record.
Muhammad Nur ይባላል እሱም ኢትዮጵያ አየር መንገድ ባልደረባ ነው ከ200 ሰዓት በላይ በረዋል አውሮፕላኑ ከተረከብነው በኋላ የመጀመሪያ ቼክ ሜንቴናንስ ፌብሩዋሪ 4 2019 ተደርጓል እና ንጹህ አውሮፕላን ነው ቅድም እንዳልኩትም አዲስም ነው እና በድጋሚ ለውድ መንገደኞቻችን ህይወት መጥፋት እጅግ በጣም አዝነናል። ከፍተኛ ሐዘን ነው የተሰማን የሚገኘው እና በድጋሚ ለዘመዶቻቸው ወንድሞቻቸው ቤተሰቦቻቸው እና ወዳጆቻቸው ከሉል እግዚአብሔር መጽናናትን እንመኛለን።
And Boeing has also issued a statement. The American aerospace company has said that a Boeing technical team will be visiting the accident site to provide assistance to the authorities. Meanwhile, Ethiopian Airlines has said that an investigation will in fact be carried out in collaboration with all stakeholders, including Boeing. Meanwhile, India's Foreign Minister Sushma Swaraj has said that all the deceased 4 Indian nationals have been identified. One of the victims was a consultant with the Ministry of Environment and Forests. Now, expressing his condolences, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also said that he was extremely anguished over the loss of life. Now, flight radar data shows that the Ethiopian Airlines flight had in fact unstable vertical speed, and this is of course something that will be investigated. Now, this is the same kind of unstable vertical flight profile that had been recorded in the flight data of the Lion Air plane as well that had crashed off the Java coast, remember, just last October. And experts say that this happens when there is an increase in speed but is accompanied by an altitude dip, indicating a loss of control. Remember, the 737 MAX 8 is the same model, and even this Ethiopian Airlines plane was said to be just 4 months old. And this model is exactly similar to the Lion Air flight that had crashed in October last year. Now, the Lion Air Flight 610 had plunged into the Java Sea just 13 minutes after it had taken off from Jakarta, killing all 189 members on board. Now, since then, investigators have focused on a new anti-stall flight control system that's been installed on Boeing 737 MAX as a factor in the crash. Now, pilots had at that time claimed that they had not been trained for the system's new feature as it had been described. The Lion Air flight had crashed just 13 minutes into its journey. In the case of the Ethiopian Airlines as well, the flight had crashed 6 minutes after it had taken off. Now, the Ethiopian Airlines crash comes just 3 days after a Seattle-based law firm had sued Boeing on behalf of 17 families who had lost their loved ones in the Lion Air crash. Now, the complaint also alleges that the Lion Air crash was caused due to a failure of a new flight control system that Boeing had installed on the MAX model. The lawyers representing the families have claimed that Boeing did not include any mention of the new system in its aircraft manual. The lawsuit also alleges that in order to boost sales, Boeing quote-unquote had concealed the new system and it also minimized the difference between the MAX and the other version of the 737. Now, the MAX is in fact the new version of the twin-engined Boeing 737, and over 200 aircrafts of this model have already been delivered worldwide to different airlines, including in India. Now, the Lion Air crash has sent shockwaves across the world. In India, the Directorate of Civil Aviation has asked the airlines to train the 737 MAX pilots on simulators by replicating the circumstances that may have led to the Lion Air crash.